My name is Ethan Parker, and I never imagined that the place I considered a sanctuary could become the source of one of the most stressful weeks of my life. My house, the one I had worked tirelessly to buy with my wife, Jessica, and maintain, was suddenly at the center of a legal nightmare, thanks to her mother, Margaret Reynolds. It all started with a phone call from the bank. I was at work when a stern voice on the line asked, "Mr. Parker, have you recently remortgaged your property?" I froze. What? No. Why would I do that? The representative's tone hardened. "Sir, according to our records, a mortgage application was submitted using your signature. Our verification department flagged inconsistencies, so we contacted law enforcement. You may want to stay available for questioning." My hands shook. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I immediately called Jessica, who picked up after a few rings. "Jessica, the bank just called me," I said, trying to keep calm. "Apparently, someone remortgaged the house using my signature. Did you know anything about this?" Jessica's voice dropped to a whisper. "Ethan, it wasn't me. I think Mom did it." I felt my stomach turn. "Your mom? Margaret, are you serious?" She hesitated. She said she was just trying to help us, that she could get a better rate and we'd save money. "I didn't know she would forge your signature." I hung up and went straight home. Margaret was sitting in the living room, pretending to read a magazine. I held up the letter from the bank. "Care to explain this?" She looked up calmly, almost proud. "Oh, Ethan, you're overreacting. I just thought I was helping. The interest rates are terrible. I wanted to save you and Jessica money." I couldn't speak at first. My own mother-in-law had committed fraud using my signature on a mortgage without my consent, and now the police were involved. When the officers arrived, Margaret handed over her ID with a polite smile, as if the situation were no more serious than a parking ticket. The bank's investigation confirmed the signature was forged. The police treated it as a serious criminal act, which it was. I felt a mix of betrayal, disbelief, and fury. Jessica sat beside me, holding my hand. "I didn't know she would go this far," she said softly. "I swear, Ethan." I took a deep breath. "I know. But we have to deal with this legally. We can't just forgive it because she's family." Over the next several days, the house was temporarily frozen in the bank system while the investigation proceeded. Margaret faced criminal charges, and the bank clarified that the property would remain ours as long as the fraud was addressed and documented. The relief was immense, but the damage to trust within our family was irreparable. I realized then that boundaries are crucial, even with people you love. Helping doesn't excuse breaking the law, and good intentions can't justify actions that endanger others. Margaret's help could have cost us our home entirely, and it would have been my responsibility to restore everything. Jessica and I worked together to secure our finances, reinforce legal safeguards, and ensure nothing like this could happen again. It was a harsh lesson, but one that strengthened our partnership. In the end, the house remained ours, the mortgage reverted to its original terms, and Margaret faced consequences for her actions. More importantly, I learned that trust, once broken, requires more than apologies. It requires proof, boundaries, and vigilance. From that day forward, I viewed my home not just as a building, but as a fortress of responsibility, one I would protect no matter who claimed to help.